Ho ho ho! Hello there, it is I, Santa, and you seem to have caught me delivering presents on this fine Christmas night. And right now I'm delivering these gifts to well, the name doesn't matter. What matters is what they got for Christmas, and this year they got... Okay, Santa may just leave them a gift card instead. Now you might be asking, what is Outlaw Golf? What are these games? And isn't Blockbuster dead? Well, the Outlaw Golf games were part of a series of games that originally released exclusively on the Xbox, until eventually making it to other consoles. Meanwhile, there was Blockbuster, which would have exclusive games at their store to rent for the weekend. They weren't all exactly quality titles, but for titles to rent, they were fine enough. But what happens when you mix the Outlaw series with Blockbuster? You get... Outlaw Golf: The 9 Holes of Xmas was an expansion title released on December 23rd, 2002 exclusively for the Xbox that gave you 9 extra levels to play on. Despite only being able to rent at Blockbuster, the game did decent enough to get a sequel on November 15th, 2003. There was also Outlaw Volleyball Red Hot. Yeah, there sure was. So while I have some time on my hands, I guess I could go over both Outlaw Golf: The 9 Holes of Xmas and the sequel, Outlaw Golf: 9 More Holes of Xmas. So to start off, we have the 9 Holes of Xmas. And it says here that there's a free game rental offer inside. Oh look, it's nothing. So as we put the disc in, we are greeted with the Ooh, bonuses! Stop everything, we have to talk about these right now. The first bonus is a trailer for a separate game called Seablade from Hypnotics, the same developers of Outlaw Golf. The trailer is fine, although it is 5 minutes long, and the cutscenes, well, they aren't great.
'Cause it's time to call the dogs and piss on the fire!
The next bonus is a G4 segment from the show Game On, where they play not only Outlaw Golf, but real golf with the
real life
players in the game. In real life. All I can say is that this reminds me of something you'd find on YouTube Kids. The last bonus is a demo of the original game, Outlaw Golf. You get 2 characters and 9 holes to play on, but we won't dwell on it. After all, this is the Christmas special, not the golf special. So getting into the actual game, we get the choice of choosing between 2 different characters, Harley and Killer Miller. After choosing your preferred outlaw, you are then thrown into a game with the elusive 9 holes. Ooh. And once you finish them all, you're immediately thrown back to the title. So if you couldn't tell, this is basically the same length as the demo of the original game, just with a Christmas skin. The 9 holes are new to the game, but they aren't really unique from each other. They have different layouts and obstacles, but they aren't really different enough for me to remember each individual course. But you know what, screw it, I can still rank them. At number 9 we have hole 9, at number 8 we have hole 7, at number 7 we have hole 4, at number 6 we have hole 8, at number 5 we have hole 6, at number 4 we have hole 3, at number 3 we have hole 2, at number 2 we have hole 1, at number 1 we have hole 5. Overall, the 9 Holes of Xmas is alright. For a game you can rent at Blockbuster, you can get a solid hour to an hour and a half of content with the base game, plus the extra goodies it comes with. However, this is if you were to rent it. And, well, Blockbuster isn't exactly around nowadays. And, you know, I doubt you can rent it there. Unless, of course, the last Blockbuster has it. I don't know, I haven't been there. But really, the only way to play this game legally is if you were to buy a copy somewhere online. And in that regard, it is absolutely not worth getting. Whew. So, now with that out of the way, let's move on to its sequel. Okay, so to start off, my copy apparently has a manual in here. Ooh. I'm sorry, did I say manual? I meant used napkin. So once we get in the game, we immediately get thrown into the menu. No bonuses on this disc, which is fine. After we get past the menu, we get the choice of choosing between 2 new characters, Ice Tray and Summer. After choosing your outlaw, you are thrown into the game with 9 holes, and once you finish them all, you're immediately thrown back to the title. Huh. Okay, yeah, basically it's just the same as the last game, just with different characters to choose from and 9 new holes, as advertised. Now, while the 9 holes have similar terrains and obstacles, these holes have the added difference of being worse. I swear to God, one of these courses is literally unplayable, I swear. Anyway, let's rank the courses again, cause why not? At number 9, we have hole 12. At number 8, we have hole 16. At number 7, we have hole 18. At number 6, we have hole 14. At number 5, we have hole 17. At number 4, we have hole 10. At number 3, we have hole 13. At number 2, we have hole 15. At number 1, we have hole 11. My thoughts on this game are somewhat the same as the first game, in which if you wanted to play the game, legally, buying it isn't a good idea. But even if you were given the choice to rent it back then, it's not worth it at all, especially with the holes, in my opinion, being worse. So, with everything that's been said, what are my definitive opinions on these games? They're not that good. The contents of both games are painfully short, which for rentals are fine, but in the present day of 2024, it's pitiful. The courses aren't really all that recognizable, like, be honest, even if you know and played this game. Do you care that I ranked hole 5 above hole 1? Probably not. Plus the gameplay, which just goes for Outlaw Golf in general, is just golf, but you get to beat someone. Which I mean, you could already do. You would just be on the naughty list, and probably 5 years of jail time. I don't know, I haven't done it before. There really is no reason I can think of to play these games nowadays. Maybe the first one for the novelty of all those bonuses, but other than that, these games aren't really worth picking up at all. But with all that said, let's make a definitive ranking of all 18 courses. Because why not at this point? At number 18, we have hole 12. At number 17, we have hole 16. At number 16, we have hole 18. At number 15, we have hole 9. At number 14, we have hole 17. At number 13, we have hole 14. At number 12, we have hole 7. At number 11, we have hole 4. At number 10, we have hole 8. At number 9, we have hole 13. At number 8, we have hole 6. At number 7, we have hole 10. At number 6, we have hole 3. At number 5, we have hole 15. At number 4, we have hole 2. At number 3, we have hole 11. At number 2, we have hole 1. And at number 1, we have hole 5. So now with that out of the way, this has been Santa, definitely. And in conclusion... Oh, man, that was a long Santa, what are you doing? Oh dear.